Good morning, kids. Today we're checking out a brand new video from the game's Solid. Solid. I have no idea how you pronounce that second word, but he's going to tell us the story and explain the ending of a new horror game called Let's Find Larry. Let's hop in, and I'll let him explain the game.
At first glance, a harmless Find Waldo clone, Let's Find Larry, becomes more sinister as it progresses, unveiling a
Oh,
dark secret about who Larry truly is. With the help of a person named Findo, we use a magnifying glass and look for
hello,
Larry in
Findo.
crowded places, making it a fun activity with no clear end goal, just to kill time, not knowing what we are really doing. As the game starts, we see Larry in the local park, someone we haven't seen for a very long time since school.
Yeah, he's right
He
there.
has become the talk of the town, with him
Right
being
there.
a very respected member of the community. Starting from the Middlewood Park, Larry runs into the town, where we have to look through the crowd and find him. Larry seems to enjoy the day and have small chat, but as he repeatedly gets found by us, he slowly starts to worry, asking if we are following him. That's when an
Well, that's
obscured
the point of the
person in
game.
glasses appears in the bottom corner of the screen, always
that's kind of
present
creepy.
as if watching us trying to find Larry. When zooming into the map to find Larry and investigate the scene, it suddenly turns into a morbid and unnerving crime scene at night, with wanted
Ooh.
posters of someone called Willie Mack, who has been seemingly terrorizing the town. Zooming back
This
out
isn't good.
and again, the scene turns back to normal when we find Larry. This time around, Larry is shaking like a leaf, looking around anxiously, as if being terrified of something or someone. Is it possible he feels like he's being watched, or if Willie Mack is after him, hence why he is so scared?
Maybe.
Progressively, dark figures start appearing in the maps, with Larry becoming more and more scared, asking us to stop following him and pointing him out. The polite request soon shifts into fear, with Larry shouting for help for being followed and stalked, scared for his
Completely
life.
understandable.
He then starts begging us to stop following him and pointing him out when he starts to run away, trying to hide in different places not to be found,
All
ending
called
up in
us.
shopping mall's bathroom. Zooming in
says
with
that?
the magnifying glass, more posters of Willie Mack are seen thrown around, with pools of blood and police tape
Oh,
showing that
shit, that's a
some
dead
people
body.
were murdered here. Looking through the toilet stalls, we manage to find the right one Larry is hiding in, opening it with force when he starts breaking down, being terrified for his life, asking something peculiar if we are with them, specifically people who
Who?
Larry is petrified of. He then quickly escapes the scene, hoping that he can be left alone. This unveils that it is not just a fun game of spotting Larry, but a twisted game of singling him out of the crowd and following him, with specific people wanting to cause harm to
This
him, being
is
shrouded in
creepy.
darkness and obscured, people who are capable of bad things. On his way home, driving his car, after being spotted by us, a mysterious black car intentionally crashes into him, as if trying to catch him and kidnap him, or
Damn,
cause him
man.
harm, maybe even making it seem like an accident, killing him. Feeling as his life is in danger, Larry takes the rest of the way on foot, finding his way into a built area where he tries to hide, while many
all
dark
gone
figures
down.
surround the area. A black car then speeds into the area after Larry runs
Uh-oh.
away, hiding somewhere, with 4 more characters coming out, all being part of a group who seem to want to hurt Larry for some reason.
Who
They
are
seem
these
to be the
shadows?
people Larry talked about earlier, asking us if we are part of them.
No,
People who
we
Larry
aren't,
seem to have
I
known
think.
about wanting to harm him. All of a sudden, one of these characters pops on the screen, directly talking to the protagonist. This character seems familiar, being the mysterious character who appeared in the bottom right corner of the screen.
Oh,
in the
yeah, he
earlier
is.
maps.
Huh, I
Being
thought that was
dressed in
Bushwhack.
an incognito way, trying to hide his identity. He explains that he, alongside his group, like finding people as well, just like the protagonist. This mysterious person holds out a newspaper article about Larry in the Middlewood local papers, which are praising Larry
guy
for his
Larry
work
once
being
again?
an exemplary member of the community, whom this person calls a rat. So it's possible Larry was a member of the jury, or he witnessed the crime which caused a powerful person or organization form some sort of grudge or vendetta against them, hence why they are after him,
Oh
wanting
boy,
to
witness
punish him.
protection.
In a threatening manner, the This person intimidates the protagonist into finding Larry, as he has proven to be very good at finding him, unlike this group who have struggled too, forcing him to spot him and let him know, so they can have a chat with him. And of course, that's a term used for hurting someone or simply taking their lives. After some time searching, the protagonist finds Larry hiding in a trash can, shivering in fear, who slowly comes out, having a chat with the protagonist. He explains these people took his family, whom he hasn't seen ever since, who probably want to do bad things to him. He explains wherever he goes, they follow
Larry, I'm
and
sorry.
begs the protagonist to help him hide, rather than exposing him. Left with no other choice, scared for his own life, the protagonist points out to where Larry is, where he manages to outrun them, going into the rave parties in the area, trying his luck of hiding here. Being yet again unlucky to hide away from the protagonist, Larry leaves the place and runs to the nearby woods, hoping to stay hidden in there.
That was a little
The protagonist
creepy.
yet again managing to find him, Larry goes to a building, going up the roof, hoping to stay sheltered in there. However, just like before, he isn't lucky enough, as the protagonist is a capable individual who easily spots him. This time around, the mysterious person in search of him hands over a sniper rifle to the protagonist, ordering him to shoot Larry
50 cal?
and kill him,
Shit.
as that's what they wanted to do since the beginning. As the protagonist does just that, Larry becomes injured, bleeding severely when he mistakenly falls off the roof, losing his footing, and supposedly dies. Going down to the ground level, the person in glasses congratulates the protagonist, thanking him for his service, as he explains he has spent half of his life looking for Larry. This is when we get the biggest plot twist of the story, that the private investigator was not actually the bad guy in here, but Larry was, as he never was truly Larry, but Willie Mack in disguise.
Oh, Willie Mack,
The private investigator
Bushwhack.
calls Larry by his actual name, Willie Mack, asking him to take off his disguise and come out of the shadows. When the protagonist even starts shaking in fear and anticipation, knowing Willie is not the one in danger, but all the other people around him. That's when Willie comes out of the shadows, being demented and letting his real persona come out, wielding a kitchen knife in hand and managing to evade the private investigator's bullets, stabbing
And can he move
slashing
fast?
him repeatedly, killing the private investigator in a grisly manner, with no one being able to do anything about it.
This is
While he
crazy.
seems to possess superhuman abilities, being extremely fast even for bullets to touch him. Despite being surrounded by many, he manages to easily outrun them, going to a nearby area, taking his disguise off, which is the peeled face of someone who was called Larry, a quiet and kind person who met the other end of Willie's knife, who used his face and identity in order to hide in plain sight alongside others without worrying about getting caught. He even managed to adopt a fake persona, being so good and popular with people, which led to him being publicly praised and recognized.
As nice guy Larry. Oop, hold on folks, we'll be right back. And we're back. Now let's figure out the ending. Well, let's kill the ending.
Pointless to pretend any longer. Willie shows his true identity and how vicious he truly is, explaining that he pretended to be Larry, someone the protagonist went to school with. He simply wanted to hide in plain sight, living amongst others, without being prosecuted and put behind bars.
Oh yeah, he had that for a while.
Using the face of Larry, who screamed very loudly in pain and suffered before losing his life to the psychotic Willie Mack. That's when Willie explains it's time for him to claim the protagonist's identity, seeing if he would scream as loud as Larry. When he breaks through the screen with the protagonist's protection and shield being broken, this time around being the hunted. Willie in a quick motion attacks the protagonist and peels his face, claiming his identity. The aftermath of this incident is described by a news reporter on how the protagonist was found buried in the woods with his body dismembered and face peeled, proving it difficult to identify him. This murder shared resemblance to the Willie Mack murders between 1996 to 1999, which terrorized the town, with Willie ending up in prison in 2001, being sentenced to life in prison. But coincidentally, the transport vehicle crashed and burst into flames, with the authorities believing he lost his life, announcing him dead. But of course, now we know what truly happened to Willie Mack, who claimed the identity of a poor unlucky citizen who had his identity stolen. Despite blending in very well with the community, a group of people who could have been family members of the victims Willie brutally and mercilessly butchered searched for him, identifying him to be in disguise as Larry. Despite finding him, Willie proved to be very difficult to kill, even sustaining
enough of the flashing, please.
By a 50 caliber sniper rifle bullet. He managed to evade multiple bullets and kill someone just with a knife. So unfortunately, Willie still lives amongst us, possibly moving from Middlewood, who will most likely be very difficult to spot now. Someone who was a feared and brutal serial killer who managed to evade justice. This brings us to the end of the video, folks. If you enjoyed it, make sure to stay tuned.
So the ending is just that you're killed. That's it.
For more by hitting on the subscribe button and the notification bell. As always, it's been your host Star, and I will see you on the next one. Have a fantastic day.
Well, I guess that ends this. Well, anyway, folks, I hope you all enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.